Good old-fashioned hate. It's an apt name for a rivalry between two Georgia programs. But when the two Peach State teams faced off last night, the result wasn't too peachy for the Rock Lobsters. It was a hard-fought battle that was fought on a razor's edge. And now the Rock Lobsters are back in the Dragon's Den, hungry for revenge and looking to even the score. Good evening, Crustacean Nation, and welcome to the Columbus Civic Center in Columbus, Georgia, where the Columbus River Dragons host your Athens Rock Lobsters. Matt Teen Rad bringing you all the action live here on the Athens Rock Lobster Network. Make sure you hit the thumbs up on the stream, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring the bell to be notified of exclusive interviews with players and personnel, highlight reels, and, of course, all future streams. We start tonight's show with the Piedmont Athens Regional pregame show. Last night, it was the River Dragons who emerged victorious, taking a 4-1 win in a game that saw the Rock Lobsters draw first blood with Matt Garcia's slick finish early in the second period. But Columbus responded with authority, led by Justin McDonald's power play equalizer and a game winner from Ryan Hunter in the third. Add in two empty net daggers, and it was the Dragons who were the slayers on the night. But tonight's a new night, and the Rock Lobsters are determined to turn the tide quickly back into their favor. These two teams have established themselves as powerhouses of the Continental Division, and this rivalry is quickly becoming one of the fiercest in the FPHL. Athens comes into this matchup just a handful of points back, but with games in hand, a golden opportunity to climb the standings. A win tonight would not only be a statement, but can also close the gap as we inch closer to the playoffs. As for tonight's Fan Saves Impact Player of the Game for the River Dragons, keep your eyes on Justin McDonald. His power play goal last night swung the momentum, and he's been a consistent thorn in the side of Athens ever since his return from injury. As for the Rock Lobsters, look no further than Garrett Milan. He's going to be hungry to get back to contributing after his 20-game point streak was broken last night, marking just the second time he has been held pointless in a game this season. He loves an early goal, and it would be momentous for the Rock Lobsters to set the tone early. He remains second in the FPHL in scoring, only behind Tyson Kirkby. Kirkby has registered 54 points for the Binghamton Black Bears this season, but he has been spending his time in the ECHL with the Reading Royals as of late. Our impact players of the game are brought to you by FanSave. Download the FanSaves app and follow the Athens Rock Lobsters to check out the team's digital coupon book. Up next is the Aikens Ford starting five, and we can see the Columbus starters being named right now. And Josh Rosenswag will start his fourth game in a row. That's the first time that any Athens goaltender has achieved that feat. In front of him, a deep pair of Michael Greco and Troy Murray. A line of Malik Johnson, Brandon Picard, and Justin Portillo will surround the circle on the opening draw. The team physician provided by Piedmont Athens Regional is Dr. Alec Graff, a very interesting physical starting lineup deployed by head coach Steve Martinson tonight. Rock Lobster starting five is brought to you by Aikens Ford. If you're going to buy a brand new Ford truck, why not buy from the biggest and best Ford dealership in Georgia? That does it for tonight's Piedmont Athens Regional pregame show. Piedmont, real change lives here. Stay with us. Crustacean Nation puck drop is just moments away. Let's get ready for another epic clash between the Athens Rock Lobsters and the Columbus River Dragons right here on the Athens Rock Lobster Network.
The River Dragons of the Federal Prospects Hockey League, thank you. And now please rise.
Moment of silence for Johnny Bonta, who sadly lost his life a couple days ago, and now the national anthem.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallant.
The anthem has been sung. The starting fives are out on the ice. The only thing that is left to play is hockey here in the Columbus Civic Center, and it has been an interesting rivalry between these two thus far. Columbus have the edge in the all-time series 4-2. The Rock Lobsters hoping to edge closer, not just in the all-time series, but also in the standings as well. Puck drop happening here, ceremonially, that is, between the two captains, former teammates Kirk Underwood and Carter Shinkarik. Make sure you stay tuned with us here throughout the first period and the first intermission. We actually recorded a new coach's corner that will premiere exclusively here in the first intermission. Better crowd here on this Saturday night as well. And seeing a lot of Rock Lobster jerseys in the crowd tonight as well. As we said, a very physical starting five for the Rock Lobsters. A deep pair of Troy Murray and Michael Greco, a starting line of Malik Johnson, Justin Portillo, and Brandon Picard. We're ready to play hockey here in the Columbus Civic Center, and the Rock Lobsters win the faceoff. Going to chase that puck in his own corner on the far side is Greco. Malik Johnson with a turn and dump. Picard almost gets there. It's flipped towards the halfway line of the ice. Malik Johnson back to Portillo. Banked up the boards. Both teams trying to set the tone early. Dunford has it bounce off his stick, whistles it around the rink with some speed. Ryan Galvin dumped in right behind Rosenzweig, plays it with his stick. Ryan Hunter, who was so dangerous last night, and opens up a great pass to the slot that Doherty sent towards Rosenzweig, who made the save and flipped it over his bar. Murray in the left face-off circle. Johnson over the line. Rock Lobsters turned the puck over. Malik Johnson won it back, but lost sight of it. Carter Shinkarik. Backhand flip towards Robertson. Misplays it. Oh, what a golden opportunity. That's stuffed by Rosenzweig. Puck's still loose out in front, and it can't be buried by Moore. McDonald trying to get a shot off. Ends up tilt-a-whirl pass toward the slot. Ryan Hunter can't put it into the back of the net. Rock Lobsters owe their goaltender Josh Rosenzweig a big hug if he ever comes back to the bench during the media timeout, because he has just saved this game from going 1-0 up to the River Dragons. Minute 45 gone. And the only shots in this game at 3-0 belong to the River Dragons. Alden once again centering a line with Virgili on his right and Gallant on his left. Alden draws one back. Kolatarsi from the line. Long-range shot, glove save from Sammy Bernard, who gets the start tonight. He got both starts for Columbus 2 weeks ago here against the Carolina Thunderbirds. One resulted in a 5-2 win, and the other resulted in a 5-2 loss. Alden taking the face-off again. Austin Doe gets it caught up in his skates. Alden using his signature forecheck to try and win that puck back. Jemayev. Gallant keeps it in. Caught Jemayev sleeping a little bit, but Gallant ran into too many River Dragons, and Columbus has it back. Lind behind his own net, waiting for some skates to get moving out in front of him. No icing there by the officials. Matt Garcia wheels away. Alden saw a bolting Kaysen Gallant but couldn't find him. Matt Garcia sends the puck in deep. Picked up by Anderson. Lind gets the puck at center ice. Takes it in. That's through the legs of Lodge. Doherty, big boy at 6'5", backhands it towards Storjahan, who had one of the empty netters last night. Justin Somero behind his own back to protect that puck for himself, which is now pinned into the corner. 5 players between the two teams. Puck comes free for Doherty, takes a block of a body. Comes up for Greco, trying to do everything he can to get that puck out, and he does. But the River Dragons have it back in neutral ice. Dunford paired up here with Doherty. Misplayed back pass. Picard trying to make them pay for it. River Dragons working from left to right. Wrist shot into the midsection of Rosenzweig. Ryan Hunter looking dangerous once again. His resume this season has looked mighty impressive. 22 points in 18 games this year, including 1 goal and an assist last night. It was his goal that ended up being the game winner. False start on the faceoff, which is ultimately won by Columbus. Close range block there from Orca Weisblatt. And that one's off the bar. River Dragons coming close again, but that one floats up kindly for Rosenzweig. Rock Lobsters need to get their wits about them. The shot's already heavily in the favor of the River Dragons at 7-1. Face off to the right of Rosenzweig's cage. Picard tries to take it through the centerman McDonald. River Dragons try to dump it into the corner. Malik Johnson blocked it with his body. Michael Greco has it back. Another former River Dragon, and he turns the puck over. Justin McDonald waiting to try and pounce on that one. McDonald is not the kind of character that you want to give a glimpse of the net to. A former 60 goal scorer and coming off a 3-point game last night. Weisblatt makes a play with his skate. Puts it through his own legs for Greco, who sends it in. Rock Lobsters have had the dump in, but they haven't won the chase just yet. Through the blade of Murray. Has it back in his good graces, wipes out, but recovers. Bernard wants an icing. He's not going to get it. Puck evades Gallant. Garcia has it back in his own zone. 5 minutes gone in the first. Flipped around. Alden looking out for a route ahead of him. He finds one in Gallant. Gallant takes it into the offensive zone looking for Virgili. Has it trickle past him in the left circle. Alden gets pinned by Jemayeff in the corner. Another calamity of bodies. 5 Rock Lobsters and River Dragons trying to dig this puck out of the corner. Garcia gets there first ahead of Doe, but it's knocked into a River Dragons, and the team with the silver helmets working from left to right. Jemayeff gets tied up. Good defending there from Garcia. Still work for Garcia to do, however. Jemayeff back to Lind. Wrister blocked by Virgili. Jemayeff from the right circle misses wide right. Anderson off the stick of Murray. Here comes Murray. Virgili on the left. Rock Lobsters looking for the change. They'll get one. On comes Milan using his speed to try and make things uncomfortable in the Columbus half of the ice. Line back together of Glukarioff, Lodge, and Milan. Wickline has been the Rock Lobster killer this season. Riley Robertson pinned a River Dragon to the boards, and that sends the Rock Lobsters the other way. Good move from Shinkarik at the line. Lodge whiffs on the shot, and now it's a one-on-one the other way. Lind against Robertson. Robertson, the big body. Lind with the speed. In the right face-off circle. Rebound given up by Rosenzweig, and then covers it up. We go to our first media timeout. Shots in favor of the River Dragons, 10-1. Hopefully it was just a warm-up 6.5 minutes here in the Columbus Civic Center for the Rock Lobsters. More to come out of this one. We go to a commercial break. UGA football player Amarius Mims suffered a serious injury. The quality care from the Piedmont team changed his life.
As a football player, my body is everything to me. When I got injured, I was worried about
my future in the game, but you and your team's expertise, care, and support reassured me from the start. I've been able to recover because of the quality care I received at Piedmont, and I am back playing at my full potential on the field. I can't thank you enough for what you've done for me, my family, and my future. Your help means the world to me, and I'll always be grateful for your part in keeping my dreams alive. How you doing?
Well, I didn't know you were going to be here.
Yes, sir.
I'm so proud of you. So happy for you. It gives me joy to see you out there on the field doing your thing. You look good.
Appreciate you.
It's a good-looking ankle.
I'm trying to tell you.
The media timeout came at the right time for the Rock Lobsters. They might feel lucky at this point, having made it through 6 minutes and 40 seconds without a goal. The River Dragons heavily leading the shots on goal department 10-1. The law of averages, Josh Rosenzweig is due for a busy night tonight. Needs the 5 out in front of him to start working more towards Bernard's net, who has faced just one shot. Picard against Galvin. The latter wins the draw, but Malik Johnson banks it off the near boards and then bats it out of midair towards Weisblatt. Picard with Johnson and Weisblatt. Malik Johnson rattles the glass behind the net and then gets knocked up high by Doherty. Johnson still on the ice. Troy Murray takes exception. We'll see what comes out of this. One thing's for sure, the Rock Lobsters are going to the Paloma Park power play. Malik Johnson very, very slow to get back up to his feet. He was rocked up high, a cheap shot by the 6'5" D-man Doherty, and Murray also being sent to the box. So maybe I spoke too soon. The personnel will be even in the penalty box. But will the minutes be even? It looks like that's going to be the case. Doherty with 2 minutes. Murray with 2 minutes. I imagine both will be for roughing. Unbelievable that someone can cheap shot someone in the face. They're down on the ice for minutes, and that's the same amount of time as a guy who tries to take exception to that. Ridiculous. High sticking is the call against Doherty. Hunter tiptoes in. Gallant with some good defensive work. That's something that he's added to his game more and more as of late. That went off the side netting, a snapshot from Slehetka. Shinkarik wrestles him to the corner. Riley Robertson plays the body instead of the puck, and that was the right move. Rock Lobsters working the other way. Virgili finds Gallant. Gallant, good move to enter the zone. Shinkarik heading towards the net. Batted out of midair by Virgili. Great save, Bernard. One thing that's being brought up in the chat, and it's something that perhaps the Columbus River Dragons will learn soon, is that Steve Martinson lives by a philosophy of 2 eyes for an eye. Wonder if that will happen right out of the box between Doherty and Murray. Scott Doherty has been known to oblige a fight. Why not when you stand at 6'5"? Greco to Milan. Glukaryov behind the net. Can't cast a spell on that one just yet, but Joe Kolatarski wheels away with it. Greco on the far side. Wristed pass towards Glukaryov in the high slot. Garrett Milan helping out Greco to get that to Kolatarski. 50 seconds to go on the 2 penalties before we're back at even strength. Glukaryov working on the left side. Glukaryov trying to get hard to the net. Gets taken in behind. Kyle Moore. Moore sends an elbow the way of Milan, trying to protect the puck. Johnson waiting for some help, finds it in Milan. Stick work from Hugh Anderson, shakes that puck free. Robertson. Milan with a great pass to the right side, a save from Bernard on Johnson. Both teams back at even strength. Doherty on the ice, Murray back to the bench. Nothing between those two just yet. Anderson with a dump in. Rosenzweig makes a play on it. Sweeps it around. Weisblatt gets a touch to it. Picard pokes it up, floats. Back into the corner. Backhand towards Rosenzweig. Weisblatt surrounded by 2, but he gets out of it. Picard on the far side. Whistle blown. Right outside your screen, you can see it now. Malik Johnson and Kirk Underwood having a conversation. Not sure if there's anything there just yet. One of the officials steps in between them. Offensive zone draw for the River Dragons. Bersani against Alden. Alden holds it there long enough for Garcia to send it down the right side. Does it go long enough for an icing? A wipe out there from Kaysen Gallant, but right back up to his feet. Murray saves it from going in, and Kaysen Gallant was perfectly placed to try and confuse Sammy Bernard. Here's Murray again. Blocked out in front. Philip Virgili battling with Underwood. Murray loses track, recovers. Gallant looking for Alden, can't find him. Better pressure here from the Rock Lobsters. Matt Garcia tries a tight angle shot. Kaysen Gallant working from one knee, sends it back around. Virgili saves it from going out. Virgili with a long-range effort. Took the blade of a River Dragon stick. Rock Lobsters win it back cleanly. Hunter Alden with a good takeaway from the River Dragons. And this Columbus crowd thinks that it was not won legally. Doherty prevents the clearance from Murray. Dunford sends it back in. Ryan Hunter working from the right circle. Rosenzweig saw it the whole way. We go to another media timeout. The Rock Lobsters growing into this game, but no goals scored between the two in the first 11 minutes. We'll be back after this commercial break.
Since we opened in 1968, we've taken pride in our professional staff. Unparalleled customer service is our legacy. Experience the best, skilled hands and friendly faces. At Stanfield Air Systems, satisfaction is not just a guarantee, it's our tradition. Schedule online at stanfieldair.com.
There's only one place you can deck yourself out and represent Athens' first ever pro hockey team, the Rock Lobsters. Head to shop.rocklobstershockey.com to get your hats, shirts, and even jerseys now. It's a historic season for all the hockey fans in Athens, and how can you celebrate without beer? The Athens Rock Lobster Clawshank Redemption is available exclusively at Terrapin Tap Room. Terrapin, do the right thing, always. River Dragons got off to a good start, had a shot advantage at 10-1, but now it's been cut to 11-4, so 3 of the last 4 shots on goal belong to the Rock Lobsters. The guy looks like nothing but a good time, I'll tell you what. Milan against McDonald, 2 high contributors in this league, especially when you're looking at a point-per-game basis. Hunter tries to explode into the zone. Portillo takes it off him. He's on the line here with Lodge and Milan. Milan treats a defender like a saloon door, gets the puck back on the other side. Lodge, in the place of a defenseman, laser wrist shot, just misses wide left. Moore, off the skate of Hunter, has to go back for it. Milan wins it off of him. Takes it in. Milan wants a piece. Takes a punch from Ryan Hunter. Things continuing to heat up between these two teams. Milan was impeded by Hunter as he entered the zone. Milan took exception, and there's a fight night graphic up on the scoreboard. These two still barking at each other. Garrett Milan not backing down from anyone, listed on the roster at 5'7", talking to Ryan Hunter, who's listed at 6'4". As they say, it's not about the size of the dog in the fight, but about the size of the fight in the dog. Garrett Milan has been a personification of that notion this season for the Rock Lobsters. We're back skating 4-on-4. Robertson overcommits. 2-on-1 developing between these two. Turnaround pass only finds Weisblatt. Malik Johnson got a lead, but Hugh Anderson cut it out. Ooh, a big hit on the far side. Orca Weisblatt laying the body. Kicked by Galvin. Shinkarik settles things down. 2 minutes each for Milan and Hunter. Carter Shinkarik ballets into the zone. Too many River Dragons there. Jemayev trying to do the same on the other side. Kason Gallant lost his feet, but the shot from Jemayev misses high and wide. Quick passing here from the River Dragons. And good protection of the puck in their offensive zone. Gallant cuts it out. Risky pass towards the front of the net. Slaheka has it back in the slot. He's in a sea of red and white, but makes the most of it, floated wide. Rock Lobsters making the puck look mighty slippery right now. 30 seconds to go on 4-on-4. Greco with speed out from behind his own net. Still Greco. Takes it to the right. Lodge was waiting for it. Pass never made it there. Colatarsi waiting for both teams to come back full strength. Milan and Hunter both back on the ice. Milan trying to take on Hunter. Wrist shot saved by Bernard. Milan and Hunter stare back at each other. This one's not over by a long shot. Danil Glukaryov knew it. He's wanting to have a conversation with anyone that will listen. I'm sure he's got some choice words to say in Russian. Danil Glukaryov, his English keeps getting better and better. I'm not sure if he's on the Duolingo or the Rosetta Stone. I'm not sure at this point. But hats off for as little time as he's been here in the States. As good as his English is, he needs the congratulations. Milan slaps the face-off towards Lodge. It's sent high up into the air. Colatarsi plays it with his glove. Glukaryov into the zone. Tries to avoid the hit, unable to do so. Kyle Moore working on the right side. Drops it. McDonald. Great pass into the slot. What a save, Rosenzweig! Bolting to the far side of the net, I believe, was Dunford. Puck just eased into a dangerous area by the River Dragons, but moving quickly left to right. He's got that lateral speed, Josh Rosenzweig. Josh Rosenzweig has been able to find more and more of his consistency of play. A lot of that's because of the amount of action that he has seen as of late. Bersani pushes the blade of Weisblatt and gets kicked out. Fourth game in a row for Rosenzweig, the most consecutively by any Rock Lobster goaltender this season. Murray trying to get his skate in between the two legs of Bersani. Puck comes out free in front. Good block from the Rock Lobsters. Storjahan was waiting at the doorstep. Johnson has it bounce away from him. Bersani backhands it, intercepted by Weisblatt. Gets his stick held, comes out of it without the call. Murray into the high slot. Malik Johnson tips it, but 5-hole is closed by Bernard. Murray trips as he sends a half shot, half pass, goes high into the corner and cleared out by Columbus. Weisblatt. Johnson has help from Milan. Bank pass to Robertson. Lodge was waiting. Confusing there. Referees take their time to blow the whistle as Rosenzweig was out of his crease. We go to immediate timeout. When we come back, the Rock Lobsters are heading to the Paloma Park power play after this commercial break. Classic City Flats is a brand new apartment community in Athens, Georgia that redefines luxury living, offering a sleek and contemporary living experience. Our impeccably designed apartment homes boast sophisticated interiors, premium amenities, and exquisite finishes, providing residents with an unparalleled downtown living experience. Classic City Flats is excited to deliver luxury apartments that set the new standard of sophisticated living in Athens, Georgia. Classic City Flats, redefining your horizon of living.
Since 1968, we've been your trusted source for home comfort. From then to now, we've evolved, but our commitment to your comfort remains unchanged. Experience the expertise that only decades of dedicated service can provide. Trust Stanfield. We've been keeping homes comfortable for over 50 years. Your comfort, our legacy. Schedule online at stanfieldair.com.
Rock Lobsters on the power play for the first time tonight. Haven't heard what the call is just yet, but it is Slehetka who's in the box for the River Dragons. Believe it's the second unit on that starts this power play. Picard, Johnson, Gallant, Virgili, and Kolatarsi. Picard wins the draw. Slashing the call against Sleheka. Gallant gets frozen out. Virgili has it back. Virgili down to the ice. Is that a tripping? No, says the referee. Kolatarsi saves it at the line. Right side is Picard. A lot of good shooters on this power play unit. Virgili. Good game of keep away from the Swede. Back to Kolatarsi. Stops it in its tracks. Back into the corner. Puck is bouncing around like a pinball tonight, it feels. Kolatarsi bats it down, but not before it creeps over the blue line. Picard with speed. Something that Steve Martinson said was that he was hoping that his team would quit trying the pretty zone entries tonight, so that we need to rely on the dump and chase a little bit more. Carter Shinkarik. Beautifully. Milan with a slapper. Misses high and wide, almost found the top shelf. Glukaryov with a takeaway on Galvin. Takes a check for his efforts. Weisblatt into the slot. Milan. Weisblatt. Back to Super Milan. Captain. Fantastic with a slapper, goes wide. Jimmy Lodge tries to lodge it into the back of the net. Milan under his skate. Shinkarik. Weisblatt on the left. Left circle. Back to the line. Shinkarik. Weisblatt still on the left side. Put the puck into a dangerous area. Rock Lobsters couldn't do anything with it. Much better setup of offense here on the power play. Turnaround shot. Glukaryov with the backhand. And the River Dragons are back at full strength. A lot of energy expended from Athens on that power play, and now they'll be going to the penalty kill. Troy Murray makes a play with a glove, and that'll stop the clock. Right after the Rock Lobsters' first power play of the night, the River Dragons will head to the man advantage. Michael Williams says, no one bring up the hot dogs. Don't want to scare Matina. I'm not scared of hot dogs. I just said I didn't love them. So this will be the River Dragons' first power play. We saw the Rock Lobsters power play just end. All other penalties had resulted in 4-on-4s, 2 4-on-4s on the night thus far. Carter Shinkarik for hooking. McDonald trying to send it towards Doe, who was waiting on the welcome mat. Pass easily cut out by Virgili, who just pushes it out of the zone. Puck hard into the corner. Greco tries to send it out. Long range shot blocked by Greco. Out of the zone by Robertson. Coming out of his crease to make a play on it is Bernard. McDonald over center ice and into the corner. Moore gets there first ahead of Greco. High slot shot from Ryan Hunter, who was hunting for the top corner. Minute 15 to go in the period. Minute on the power play for the River Dragons. And Underwood sends Milan into the glass, looking to the officials, wondering why it wasn't called because the puck was nowhere to be seen in that play. Here's Milan. His best revenge could be a goal, but his slapper saved by the glove of Bernard. Less than a minute to play now in the first. Stay tuned with us here. We've got a brand new Coach's Corner for you, recorded just this morning. Somero on to the far side. Lind waiting for it. Good defensive work with a stick from Johnson. Storjahan. Clean passing. Oh my goodness, what a save! The River Dragons bringing the best out of Rosenswag tonight, and this time it's Cody Wickline, whose laser of a shot is into the mid of Rosie. Nine seconds left for the River Dragons to do something on the power play. 24.6 seconds to do anything in this period. Virgili away from the face-off circle. Gets impeded on his route by Slahetka. And Rock Lobsters back to even strength. Last 10 seconds of the period. Rosenswag wipes out, could have been dangerous. But the Rock Lobsters will be able to enter the first period intermission talk from head coach Steve Martinson with a tied game at 0-0. And with the way that things were going offensively for the River Dragons, the Rock Lobsters might count themselves a bit lucky. So far, we've had penalties between the two teams, two 2-minute periods of 4-on-4. A Rock Lobster power play, which resulted in nothing, and then a River Dragon power play that resulted in nothing. For a long time in that period, the River Dragons had the vast advantage in shots on goal. The Rock Lobsters have been able to close that gap a little bit, 13-8. Right now, the storyline of this game is the play of Josh Rosenswag, who has 13 saves through the first period, and he has made some highlight reel stops tonight. Waiting for the Federal Hockey website to load to see if we can get you some score updates from across the league, but it's taken some time and given me a hard time. In the meantime, we will also have a new coach's corner that was recorded just this morning between me and head coach Steve Martinson. But in the meantime, why don't we tell you about something that is exciting that's happening with the team. Big news, Crustacean Nation. We are auctioning off autographed pucks and jerseys. Just head on over to fans.winwithdash.com and search the Athens Rock Lobsters, or head on over to the Athens Rock Lobster Facebook page to learn how you can bid on autographed collectibles that you simply can't find anywhere else. Scores across the league. Carolina Thunderbirds taking on Venom HC. They're winning that contest 3-0 in the second period. As for the Danbury Hat Tricks, up big 4-0 in the first period against the Watertown Wolves. Bingo, the Binghamton Black Bears up 2-0 against the Mississippi Sea Wolves. That game is just in the first period. Still some games to have their puck drop start later on. Blue Ridge taking on the Monroe Moccasins later. Motor City Rockers taking on Port Huron, another in-state game between those two, and the Baton Rouge Zydeco taking on the Dashers. That was a close one last night, 3-2. The Zydeco won that game. The Dashers still looking for a win. I believe they're first in 26. So we'll be back after this interview with head coach Steve Martinson that was recorded just today. Of course, we talked about the 4-1 loss last night, the closeness between these two teams, and also his philosophy around luck in sports. Welcome back to another Coach's Corner on the Athens Rock Lobster Network. Coming off a tough defeat at the hands of the Columbus River Dragons, Matt T. Rad once again joined by head coach Steve Martinson. Coach Marty, the 4-1 scoreline didn't display just how closely contested last night's game was because of the two empty netters. This was a game that was played on a razor's edge. From your perspective, what were the deciding factors that went into the result?
Well, I mean, the number one, they scored in their power play and we didn't. You know, I mean, that was the difference of the game. You know, I thought we had a lot of really good flurries that we didn't always get a good scoring chance. I thought we a couple times we could have had a few more scoring chances if we would have finished the plays. But, you know, I thought we outplayed them. You know, we didn't win the game, but unfortunately, you know, that's what it is. Who outplayed who? But it was close. I mean, you know, but I think we need a little better effort tonight.
As you mentioned, the power play was a difference maker, and our power play had been on a huge upward tick in the month of January, but their penalty kill was stifling, and we weren't really able to set up shop on some of those man advantages. I was curious, in your shoes, is it tough to not be overreactive with the power play unit and try to shift personnel in and out, or do you kind of trust your guys who have scored week in and week out to go and do their thing the next night?
Well, I mean, I believe that the guys that are scoring during the game should get the power play. So, I mean, you're trying to get your top scorers out there, and really we're running 2 units. It just turned out because of the shifts that the one unit weren't first, more than the other. So that might change tonight. We'll see. But I thought, I didn't like some of our entries were just dumb. I mean, we cut it in the middle and instead of chipping the puck in deep. And so, I didn't like our entries. And again, I thought, we got to take advantage of their defense. So we're switching some things up, same personnel, but trying to get some guys, everybody on the same page. I didn't like our positioning and, I didn't like our positioning and didn't take advantage of the style that they're killing at. So hopefully we can make a little bit of adjustment tonight and turn that around.
I was wondering, on 5-on-5, we saw a lot of guys that felt enter the zone and then ambush the net with the puck. It ended in good chances, but they defended it well enough to where our guys were kind of just pushing the puck towards the net at the end of it. Is that something you want to see more of, or would you rather try and see the unit set up shop?
Yeah, so if we beat their first guy on the rush, I mean, if it becomes a 4-on-3, we need to go in and try to score. And I thought there were some times that I'm not sure what we were thinking. We went in and we always have to have a middle drive, and there was sometimes we were a little bit too cute and didn't work. But no, I think I really think we got to get back to some better structure and better positioning, and then get more shots. We didn't, it was too many times we didn't shoot the puck, and then. In the third period, we had opportunities to make plays, and we shot the puck and missed the net. We had right in the end, we had a chance where both their killers went out to Carter, and he dished it off, and we one-timed it rather than attack the net. We had a 4-on-2. So you can't make up your mind what you want to do, and not change. You have to adjust to what they're doing, and we didn't do that very well. But I'm confident we can do it tonight.
It was us who had opened up the scoring. It was created by causing chaos in the crease. Matt Garcia picks up a loose puck out of the calamity, buries it to take the lead. Is causing that kind of chaos, I know it's more easier said than done, but is that more of what needs to happen tonight?
Yeah, well, so I thought we had several shifts where we did that, and that was the one that ended up in a goal. But I thought there were several times that we hemmed them in, they didn't do that to us. So I think we got to take advantage of their D, and when we get pressure on them and making sure everybody's going. And a couple times we let them out of the zone early, and just like the empty netters. I mean, we didn't pressure. We were 4 guys in the corner and nobody on the wall, and it was just too much time and too easy. So guys swinging and some guys out of position. So we got to get just back to 101. But I thought there was opportunity that we could have had more goals out of just our forecheck and getting in there and working their D, and we got to do a little bit more of that tonight too.
I think it's easy for an outsider to look at the scoreline and say, the offense isn't generating. While it wasn't generating goals, it was generating a ton of chances, and we had 7 more shots on goal than they did. Did we catch their goaltender Petizian at his best, or was there more that we could have done to make him uncomfortable?
Well, he's a good goalie, and he's got a really good save percentage. So, he's one of the top goalies in the league, and if not the top goalie right now. So, one of the things you have to do when you're shooting the puck is get in front of him. He's not a real big guy, and we know that we can score on him. And it's one of those things. We scored 20 goals in 3 games, and then we get 1. But obviously, it's they're a better team, and they're not going to give you those scoring chances. But I thought we had plenty of chances. Yeah, it wasn't a 4-1 game, but like I said, you got to get back up on the horse and get on your A game, and we got to bear down. And it's a cliche. You got to bear down and make scoring your chances. But when you're not getting, that's really the reality. Is we just got to get some of those opportunities in the net, and I'm confident that we'll do that.
When you catch a goaltender on a good night, you talked about going into the zone with numbers and Carter drops a pass instead of attacking the net. Is that the result of catching a goaltender on a good night, and then maybe some of the guys start second guessing themselves?
Well, I think that can happen, but I don't know if we, it wasn't like we had 50 shots. We had, I think we had 37 or something like that. We had plenty of shots to win the game. I think sometimes we try to get a little too cute, and I thought our power play, like their power play, they just had a puck in the net, and the rebound goes to their top. Their number one, historically their number one scorer, and that's one of the things on a power play is, I think we spent a little too much time moving that puck around the perimeter. But in the third period, we had a couple of posts. Milan hit the post, and so did Jimmy. So it wasn't like it was garbage. We just didn't finish, and like I said, we got to make sure we're bearing down tonight.
You talk about hitting the iron. I don't want to get too philosophical in my questioning, but we have these chances that are either inches from going in or they hit the iron. Some people use the word unlucky in these scenarios. I want to know if luck is something that you believe in. In these close games, do you need the bounce of the puck, or does luck is not something that exists?
I don't believe in luck. I don't believe in it at all. You make your own, it's just doing things right in percentages. And that's all it is. It's percentages, getting pucks to the net, and then having bodies at the net. We always say when we shoot the puck, and we didn't do that in all our, on our power play, we want three guys at or near the net when we shoot the puck. And that means you got to be heading to the net. And there's a couple of times when we're, on the perimeter and we shoot and we put enough bodies there. But I thought overall we did a pretty good job of getting people to the net. And really that's what it is. It's the percentages. And yeah, you make your own luck.
Maybe not in regards to the power play, which we touched on earlier, but in general, are you coming into tonight wanting to mix anything up from last night?
Well, I thought we complicated things, like on the goal. We're doing a reverse, and the guy's right in the passing lane, and there's not a lot of room to do it. And you look at such an easy goal, you can't do that against the other team's top line, and it makes it look really easy when you have a turnover, and then one of our D kept moving, and all of a sudden it's 3-on-1 in front, and 2-on-1 in front, and it looks really easy. It's because when we have the puck, people are going on their breakout positions. They're not going, in their defensive positions. So I thought there was a couple of times where we turned the puck over where we didn't need to, and we got to manage those better tonight. I think that's the number one, is managing our turnovers and making sure that, we're doing that in high percentage plays that we're going for, instead of, trying to be too cute.
What about the goaltender? Obviously, Rosie only let in 2 goals. It's not like he had a bad performance.
Yeah, he's going back tonight. I mean, and I'm going to give our new goalie more opportunity next weekend, but I thought Rosie played well. And, there's nothing he could do on the second goal. And then the first one, same thing. It was a rebound. You'd like to have him control the rebound, but it was a pretty good shot from the point, and they had traffic. And like I said, it ends up right on McDonald's stick. And, he's historically in the league, he's the guy with the most goals, and he 60 points in the ECHL. And so he's not the guy that you want the puck on his stick with with that kind of opportunity.
I also thought Rosie had a good game, and he's really found, it feels like, some consistency as of late. This is the first time that he has started 3 consecutive games this season, and he'll start his 4th consecutive tonight. What are you liking from Rosie as of late?
Well, we've always known that he's got talent, and he's got a lot of a natural ability. There's some things that I don't want to talk about that we've discussed about, what I think he needs to do a little bit better. And I've had my goalie coach in Allen, talk to him and send him some video and work on some drills. So there's some things that we think he can do to improve his game. But I don't want to say it on the air because I don't want anybody to hear, but, he's a young guy, and he's just got to keep working on and do a little bit extra and shore up some of the things that I think, all goalies, like every player, when you're done trying to get better, you should get out of the game. So we're trying to work on the things that I think that he needs work on, but he's quick and athletic, and we need him, we need him on his A game tonight.
You find yourself down late and you have to start thinking about rolling the dice. What is the philosophy around when to pull the goalie out for you? Do you have a set time where you usually start looking? Are you looking to Rosie in that situation? I see him asking permission to go back to the bench. What goes into that for you?
Well, you're looking at puck possession. I mean, one of the things is you're looking at, okay, now we have 3 lines that can score. Some part of it is, you got to pull the goalie when your top player's on the ice, but we got 3 lines. I mean, I feel like we can score any shift that we're out there. We just didn't play it very well. the second goal, we had our defenseman going in and swinging behind the net. We didn't have the puck. It's just guys out of position. Nobody took away the wall, on their first empty netter, and we probably should have pinched there. But we can't have 4 guys in the corner. You got to have somebody. They're trying to jam the puck up the wall. So, I didn't think actually 3 in the corner. So, just a little bit better positioning and not give them that kind of time.
I know you're not an excuse maker by any means, and I'm not going to sit here and try to make one for you. I'm just curious because they're obviously our closest opponent that we have in the Fed. They're 180 miles down the road, but is that distance kind of more awkward to deal with than anything? For example, you go to Monroe the night before the game, you get a good night's rest in a hotel bed. For Columbus, you leave that day and you're on a bus for 3+ hours before you can hit the ice. Do you feel like that hinders you at all?
No, because we came in the morning. We left at 9:30, got to the hotel at 12:15, and guys went to eat and took a nap in the bed. So no, it's like a Saturday road game where you get to rest and stay at the hotel, and that wasn't an issue. They did the same thing when they played us, when we jumped on them. I just think what hurt us a little bit, we were in the practice rink and we did power play on Thursday, on Tuesday morning we had a practice at 7:30 in the morning, and it was the only day that we were going to get the big ice we weren't going to get it on Wednesday and Thursday. So I didn't do any power play, and I just thought we were a little bit rusty, but and that's more of an, it sounds like an excuse, and I hate excuses. It's just something I got to be aware on. I think maybe we could have used an extra day shoring it up because it changed a few things because of having everybody back and everybody in the lineup.
A last question for me, Coach. This is the first time, last night was the first time that they've defeated us in regulation this season. And really, you can look at the scoreline as 2-1 instead of 4-1 with those empty netters. These are just 2 very evenly matched teams. I want to know, are you under the belief that the path to the Commissioner's Cup runs through Columbus?
Well, yeah, it does. And I think we have a better team. Of course, I'm the one that built the team. So I think we have a better team. And I think I don't think we played our A game last night. I think we can be a little bit better. But one thing that's going on too is we play each other a lot. And Winston-Salem doesn't play either one of us very much. So in the division, they have the easiest schedule. And, I think it was set up like that so that us and Columbus are playing each other and while they're getting we're in control of it, but we don't play them. And either today, they don't play them anymore either. So they really have the easy schedule. And so it's going to be interesting going down the stretch. We've got to make sure that we take care of business ourselves.
One last question. Do you feel like that benefits you in Columbus, that iron tends to sharpen iron, and that might leave Carolina dwindling in the playoffs at all?
Well, it certainly makes a difference if you're playing, because some of the teams are weaker if you're playing and you're not being tested. So the only concern is it's in the short series when you're playing, you're not playing a best of 7. So best of 7, the best team always wins. Well, the best team should win in a best of 7. It's a little bit different. You can get a really hot goaltender in the shorter series. So, but I definitely agree with you about, even though it's harder to get the points, you're playing, more meaningful games.
Back here at the Columbus Civic Center, a tied game between the Columbus River Dragons and the Athens Rock Lobsters at 0-0. Both teams had a power play, but both came up empty-handed. We also had 2 2-minute periods of 4-on-4, but nothing resulting out of those either. The Rock Lobsters were able to close what was at one point a very large gap in the shots on goal column. It is now 13-8, still in favor of the River Dragons. Josh Rosenzweig has had himself a heck of a game as he is starting in his 4th straight consecutive game. Both teams making it back out to the ice. And also the physical play has really increased in this game compared to last night's game. It feels like a matter of time before these 2 teams have someone to figuratively go into the ring and throw some fisticuffs. We'll see if and when that happens. But in the meantime, Steve Martinson and the Rock Lobsters will be much more focused at trying to win this game, especially after last night. As we talked about with Steve Martinson today, it was a very, very close game, and it wasn't exactly painted that way with the scoreline. Of course, those two late empty net goals from the River Dragons made it look a lot more dominant than it actually was with the 4-1 scoreline. This was a game that was played on a razor's edge last night. It's not looking that much different through the first 20 thus far. Portillo starting the period once again here. Same exact starting five for the Rock Lobsters that began this game. And away we go in the second period. Portillo back to Johnson. Rock Lobsters win the faceoff. Greco's pass gets deflected to Johnson on the near side. No look pass picked up by Dunford. River Dragons working up the far flank. Jemayev centrally over the line. We've got a penalty coming up against the Rock Lobsters. Just 22 seconds into the period. Justin Portillo challenging Scott Doherty. No surprise there with that high stick that we saw from Doherty against Milan in the first period. Portillo being ushered away. Doherty very, very bravely rallying the crowd to his feet right after he decided not to take a fight against Portillo. And Steve Martinson has given the chicken sign to Scott Doherty on the other team's bench. Man, I wish the camera was on Coach right now. Well, Justin Portillo in the box. And Rock Lobsters to the Leslie Jones Law penalty kill. Strong, skilled, strategic defense. When you think those words, you think Leslie Jones Law, and that's exactly the kind of qualities that the Rock Lobsters will have to embody here. A very, very good power play in the Columbus River Dragons. At least in its weapons. In reality, they're right at the middle of the pack. 22.3% conversion rate. That's good for 7th in the league out of 14 teams. And it looks like Brandon Picard is also being taken to the box. So the question will be are the Rock Lobsters going to a 5-on-3? Doesn't seem that way. Austin Doe. Moore. Hunter whiffs on in the high slot. It's a 10-minute misconduct by Portillo, and so the 2-minute penalty will be served by Picard. But just a 5-on-4 here. Backhand stop from Underwood. Hunter over to the right. Josh Rosenswag with a pad save on McDonald. Shinkarik doesn't get a touch of the puck there. Kyle Moore from the right circle. Hunter on the left. Shot goes high. All the way around, and Moore can't stop it from going over the blue line. Good pass. Ryan Hunter just misses wide, and I think that took an awkward deflection before it reached Rosenswag. Johnson. 50 seconds to go on the Portillo penalty that's being served by Picard. Portillo won't return to this game, I believe, until roughly 10.5 minutes from now. Linesman had to avoid a check there from Virgili. Virgili has the puck. Rebounds back to him, but couldn't get the second bite of the cherry. Underwood. Wick line. Good block from Greco, but that one's got a smart. Stomp on the brakes. Rock Lobsters back at full strength. Shot deflected from Alden into the netting. Rock Lobsters 2 for 2 on the penalty kill. That will up their percentage a little bit coming into this game with an 85.6% clip on the PK. That's good for third in the FPHL. Offensive zone face-off. Brandon Picard out of the box after serving the penalty that was adjudicated to Justin Portillo. Portillo will be in the box for yet another 10 minutes from now. Picard wins the draw. Weisblatt from the high slot. I think that one took a piece of the mitt from Bernard. Glukarioff was looking for the shot, didn't take the puck with him. Here's Storjahan the other way. Dumping into the near corner. Dunford gets there. Sends it towards the slot. Poked away by Rosenzweig. Glukarioff takes a heavy check off of the pass and it almost found Picard. A wipeout at center ice, and the Rock Lobsters are going to the PK once again. It's a great sell job. Two River Dragon power plays in quick succession. And it's Orca Weisblatt who's going into the box. We saw some self-inflicted wounds with penalties taken from the Rock Lobsters last night. It's got a little bit more sense of that. Stayed pretty well disciplined in the first period, but that narrative continuing into the second from last night. Good win back from Jimmy Lodge. Can't cast a spell on that puck, though. River Dragons playing a risky game with some speed on their passes. Really putting some more pressure on themselves, and the Rock Lobsters are putting pressure on them at the start of this power play for them. Rock Lobsters repeat offenders in the early goings of this second period back on the Leslie Jones Law penalty kill. Zone entry on the far side. Wick line on the near. Backhanded through. Riley Robertson pokes it away from Storjahan initially. Somero. Directing traffic as Lynn suggests the pass to Slehetka. Wick line picks it up behind the net. Somero takes his place. Awkward bounce off the corner. Virgili able to clear easily. 50 seconds to go on the Weisblatt infraction. The killer whale being put into the tank. Malik Johnson challenging Slehetka. On the other side, the River Dragons almost find the top corner through Lind. Through the legs of Alden, whose forechecking ability has landed him here on the PK. 15 seconds to go, and Ryan Hunter forces a glove save from Rosenzweig. Rosenzweig sprawled out, picked up and blocked by Kolatarsi and sent out of there. Josh Rosenzweig has been pulling out highlight reel saves tonight, and that is no exception there. The goal column remains 0-0, but will that stay as McDonald sends a rocket high of the bar? Lodge knows the speed of Milan. Milan sent on his way against Bernard. Just misses high. That felt like the golden opportunity. Is it still there for the Rock Lobsters? It's cleared long out, bouncing in front of the Rock Lobster bench. Shinkarik recycles towards Greco. 2 former River Dragons combining there. Weisblatt into the slot, dances, falls to the ground. Got tripped up, no call, but a save from Bernard. River Dragons now feeling the pressure from the Rock Lobsters out of their 2 consecutive power plays. Good play with a stick from Virgili. He's pulled that out a lot tonight. And now the Rock Lobsters are going. Rather, that was an offside with the hand up from the linesman. My apologies. We're going to immediate timeout here. The Rock Lobsters with some golden opportunities right out of the River Dragon power plays that they had 2 consecutively. We'll be back after this commercial break. Farmburger is defined by its mission, its farms, its team, and its family. In 2008, our co-founders gathered around a single idea: redefine the burger by bringing together a community of ranchers, farmers, chefs, restaurateurs, and eaters. Our promise is to strive every day and with every burger to uphold these core values to each and every one of you. We do that by holding ourselves to a higher standard. Grass-fed and grass-finished, that means our cattle are never fed grain. Our belief feeds our mission, and our mission is to feed you. Rock Lobsters with some of their best opportunities in this game coming out of the 2 consecutive River Dragon power plays. Right over the blue line into neutral ice from the Rock Lobster defensive zone. Face-off is won by the River Dragons. Good touch of the puck with the stick from Garcia. He's paired up with Murray, Case, and Gallant. Virgili on the far side. Bernard chooses to freeze. Rock Lobsters, it felt like the key last night was having a more disciplined game. Feels like it's going to be a key tonight as well, with the fact that the River Dragons scored on their power play last night and the Rock Lobsters didn't. Alden. Garcia on the near side. Rister goes wide, was looking probably to bank that behind Bernard. Passes through Virgili. Garcia with a play with a glove. Jemayev tries to take it past him. Is tripped up by the stick of Jemayev. Once again, no call. We got a call this time. What's it going to be? Is it an offside or is there something more incoming for either one of these teams? Philip Virgili pushed into the box. So the Rock Lobsters heading back to the penalty kill. Another more extracurricular activities that it feels like the 2 teams are taking 50-50 parts in. But the Rock Lobsters are the one that get called for the penalty. Boarding the call against Virgili. Offensive zone draw, shorthanded for the Rock Lobsters. Doe flips it to McDonald. Liner toward the far side. Dumped in by Anderson. Banked off the corner. Jimmy Lodge gets it out. Moore dances to the left. Dances centrally. Still has it. Rosenzweig with a save. Robertson gets his stick back. Underwood. Too hot to handle for Moore. Almost bounced to Hunter and cleared out by Shinkarik. Played by Bernard. Greco watches that one as Weisblatt pushes a River Dragon to the boards. Slahetka, the quarterback here, and a laser from Hunter forces yet another save from Rosenzweig, who's been equal to everything thus far tonight. Weisblatt, the beneficiary of some hard work from Alden on the faceoff, and Alden gets it deeper into the River Dragon zone. Storjahan, clean pass toward the line. Turnaround whip from Wickline. Greco backhands it. Not out just yet, but Alden helps it on its way. 20 seconds to go on the Virgili penalty. Good poke from Malik Johnson. Looking for some help. Drops it to Gallant. Gallant wipes out. Can't take the puck with him. Gives a huge glimmer of light the other way for the River Dragons. Wickline can't handle it. Takes a big hit from Johnson. Rock Lobsters back at even strength. Here's Johnson on his way now. Already has some hot wheels, takes it to the net, poked away by Bernard, and I believe Johnson was impeded illegally in the meantime as well. Jason Gallant has stayed down on the ice. Philip Virgili and Carter Shinkarik talking to the officials. I'm wondering if they saw something else that is the reason Gallant is being helped off the ice. It looks like he's got a towel to his face. Gallant is showing the blood that is emerging from his lip right now, perhaps trying to show that the high stick that was either called or not called. Right now in the box is Connor Lind for 2 minutes. The question was, did something happen off the puck to Gallant, and was the penalty that was called against Johnson, or did something else happen against Gallant? Officials and some senior leaders for both teams discussing. Carter Shinkarik and Alexander Jemayev. Right now, the lone River Dragon in the box is Lind. Looks like it will stay at 4 for the River Dragons. Rock Lobsters on the Paloma Park power play. If they score on the quadruple P, they will give Rock Lobster fans $3 tacos at Paloma Park for 24 hours. Ref comes out with a shovel. I'm going to clean up some snow that's on the face-off circle to the right of Bernard. I'm wondering if it's Gallant's blood that is staining that ice right now. And Gallant being checked on by athletic trainer Chris McNeely on the bench. Rock Lobsters with a chance to open up the scoring on the Paloma Park power play. Lodge taking the opening draw. It's all the way back. Rosenswag plays the puck to Milan. 2 River Dragons forechecking on the penalty kill. Good pressure from Jamaev, but a check in from behind from Glukaryov has the Rock Lobsters working the other way. Weisblatt behind the net from the right face-off circle. Good pass towards the front of the net. Nearly finding Glukaryov. Here's Lodge with speed over the line. Drops a pass, but it's right to Galvin, who clears it away. Shinkarik drops it to Milan. Milan dazzles to his right. Backhander banked off behind the boards, behind the net of Bernard. Shinkarik kicks it up to Weisblatt, behind his back for Lodge. Shinkarik wants the puck. Lodge backhands it instead. Weisblatt to Milan. Pass towards the slot. Just too many passes and not enough shots right now on the man advantage for the Rock Lobsters. Virgili. Back for Kolatarsi. Greco is also on this unit. Has the puck poked away from him. Rock Lobsters look like they're going back on the man advantage. So there will be 14 seconds, I believe, of 5-on-3 power play. We'll see how that results for the Rock Lobsters. Right after that, they will have about a minute 44 of 5-on-4 once again. We'll be back after this commercial break.
Every business owner who's built a business wonders about their company's legacy. What's the path forward after they decide to take a step back? At the heart of every succession plan is a vision that safeguards hard-earned success. This isn't just paperwork. It's your roadmap, guiding a business during a change in ownership and detailing how ownership transitions and key financial decisions unfold. This instills a profound sense of pride, belonging, innovation, and commitment, ensuring a stable future for the company and a rewarding exit for you. Let's forge that path together.
There's only one place you can deck yourself out and represent Athens' first ever pro hockey team, the Rock Lobsters. Head to shop.rocklobstershockey.com to get your hats, shirts, and even jerseys now. Rock Lobsters going to the 5-on-3, but it'll be a short amount of time. We'll have some sustained time here on the power play to get something done. Picard will take the face off. To his right will be Philip Virgili. On the net left, Orca Weisblatt. In behind is Shinkarik and Milan. Here's Milan. Garrett Milan go back on another 20-game point streak starting tonight. Here's a slapper saved by Bernard. Now 4 seconds left on the 5-on-3. McDonald has joined Lind in the box. Now it's Lodge who's taking the draw. Virgili in behind. The River Dragons have one back. Shinkarik with a laser. Misses high. Lodge can't settle that one. It's taken into the corner. River Dragons clear out. Minute 30 left on the McDonald infraction. Rosenzweig out of his crease to play it. Pass towards Shinkarik. Virgili from center ice. Working it on to the right. Enters the zone. Milan dances into the right circle. Back for Shinkarik at the line. Weisblatt on the far side. Shinkarik to Milan. Loads up the slapper once again, putting his body on the line. To block it was Underwood. Milan. River Dragons with speed the other way. Making something happen shorthanded. It's just a shot that's saved well over the head of Rosenzweig, stretching the shoulders to stop that one. Still 50 seconds. Has been plenty of power play opportunities now for both teams. Yet neither one have tickled the twine as of yet. Swept back by Weisblatt. Kukaryov up the right side. Good move towards centrally. Picked up Picard. Kolatarsi with a ripper. Off the glass and behind Bernard. Weisblatt picks up the loose puck. Unable to find an option that suits him, and Somero makes the easy clearance. Kolatarsi. Backhanded to Greco. Settles it. Sends it in. Doherty takes a heavy check from Kolatarsi in behind. But the Rock Lobsters look like they're going to be unable to get anything done here on the man advantage. 5 seconds to go. Long range pass. River Dragons back to even strength. Lodge. Good work from Greco, who prevents the spring forward from Moore. McDonald, though, still looking dangerous. A pass toward Hunter. Rosenzweig has been heroic today. Right now, the Rock Lobster Rose has been the thorn in the side of the River Dragons. And the two teams make changes, and Justin Portillo has served his time. Hunter Alden will take the draw here against McDonald. McDonald initially swept it through, but Alden pushed forward to make life more difficult. Good check-in from behind on the FPHL legend, Alden. Alden still trying to fend off McDonald. Lind all the way across, working left to right, and then a slapper from Anderson, saved by Rosenzweig. Virgili with speed over the line. Rock Lobsters heading back to the power play, but Philip Virgili with a sweet chance as the Swede just misses. Things heating up once again. Murray and Anderson getting face to face. It looks like Virgili will also be in the box. So going back to the 4-on-4. How many times has it seemed like it's been that night where you feel like the Rock Lobsters are going on the power play, something happens against them, and then it ends up a Rock Lobster in the box. Two minutes of 4-on-4 to Lind and Virgili.
Here are the penalties at 13:47 of the second period for Athens, number 17. Philip Virgili, 2 minutes for roughing, and 4 minutes for 27. Connor Lind, 2 minutes for interference.
Lind for interference, Virgili for roughing. That was a narrow miss there from Underwood. Milan. Patiently. Back to Robertson on the near side. Dropped back for Shinkarik. Shinkarik with Glukarioff, Robertson, and Milan. Milan. With speed, takes it through the legs of a defender, trying to stuff it in as Glukarioff. Sammy Bernard squeezes the quads. It has been a battle of two goaltenders, Sammy Bernard and Josh Rosenzweig, although Rosenzweig has been the busier of the two, making 20 saves thus far on the night. Bernard with 14. Doherty, you can see his big body from anywhere. Getting in on Gallant, who's made his return to the ice. Ooh, that one takes an awkward deflection, but up into the netting. 51 seconds to go on the 4-on-4. Gallant has returned to the ice. We saw him spill some crimson onto the white of the ice, and very, very thankful to see him return to play here in this game. Doherty winding it up. Oh, an open net that Storjahan misses somehow, some way. Slapper, Rosenzweig with a save on Doherty. Someone stick in the corner. McDonald gets free. Rister, loose out in front. Doherty trying to guide that towards the net. Kolatarsi putting his body on the line to make the save. Rosenzweig doesn't have a stick. Almost like something we saw last night where the Rock Lobsters opened up the scoring. And the Rock Lobsters get the puck out. Gallant almost wins that puck off of Slahetka. Hunter. Shot deflected into the sky. Rock Lobsters will have to look to the sky and thank their lucky stars that this game is still tied at 0 apiece. An open net that was somehow missed by Storjahan, and this game has stayed at 0-0. UGA football player Amarius Mims suffered a serious injury. The quality care from the Piedmont team changed his life.
As a football player, my body is everything to me. When I got injured, I was worried about
my future in the game, but you and your team's expertise, care, and support reassured me from the start. I've been able to recover because of the quality care I received at Piedmont, and I am back playing at my full potential on the field. I can't thank you enough for what you've done for me, my family, and my future. Your help means the world to me, and I'll always be grateful for your part in keeping my dreams alive.
How you doing?
Well, I didn't know you were going to be here.
Yes, sir.
I'm so proud of you. So happy for you. It gives me joy to see you out there on the field doing your thing. You look good.
Appreciate you.
It's a good-looking ankle.
I'm trying to tell you.
Josh Rosenzweig has made some heroic saves, but calamity on his welcome mat took him out of the crease. River Dragons with a chance to take the lead with a hugely open net, but Storjahan didn't have the composure to find the nylon. 4 minutes to go in this middle period. Shots in favor of the River Dragons, 23-14. Michael Greco's pass initially gets cut out, but now it's a 2-on-2 for the Rock Lobsters. Weisblatt to the left. Breeze is through one defender, whistles it around, and was unable to find Johnson. Hunter trying to sell a slash, and the refs will buy it. Greco very animated towards the referee, needs to calm down. The last thing that the Rock Lobsters need is more time on the penalty kill. Rock Lobsters on what I believe is their fourth Leslie Jones Law penalty kill of the period. And it looks like there will be another Rock Lobster to join Greco in the box, as he'll have an added infraction, and Gallant will serve the 2 minutes. I'm sure it's continuing an altercation of some sort for Greco. We'll see if we get any confirmation. Doe. Just labeled a 10-minute misconduct. Here's Lodge. Rock Lobsters working 2-on-1. A slapper misses high and wide from Milan. Zone entry off the skate of Milan. Rosenzweig takes a risk, just touching it to Robertson. McDonald. Milan got in between McDonald and Hunter and poked it out into the neutral zone. Shinkarik. Virgili hot on the tail of Slehetka, trying to make life difficult. Lind takes a high hit from Virgili. Milan patiently into the zone, spins away off Hunter. A 10-minute infraction against Michael Greco. I'm sure for some sort of argument against the officials being the call. So the power play will end in about 30 seconds when Gallant, who's serving that extra call, comes out of the box. And the Rock Lobsters, it looks like they're going to a 5-on-3. Just going from bad to worse right now for the Rock Lobsters, but the upside is this game is still tied. Will they be able to keep it that way with 26 seconds of 5-on-3? Slashing the call against Murray, and obviously the Rock Lobsters have not put themselves in the good graces of the Zebras in this game tonight. Penalty box starting to fill up. 3 Rock Lobsters in that tank. Ryan Hunter continues to try and mess with Garrett Milan. Milan taking no part in it. Underwood. Slapper. McDonald with the slapper. Stopped by Rosenzweig with his pads. Here's the FPHL legend once again, Underwood, the captain. Moore on the near side. Working left to right, McDonald. Another save from Rosenzweig. Has made 25 in the game thus far. Much more ice to work with for the River Dragons. Rock Lobsters get one back in Gallant, and it's swept away from the Rock Lobsters. Still a minute 20 on Troy Murray's penalty, so if the River Dragons don't score, the rest of this period will be played on the power play for Columbus. Good clear out from Shinkarik.
Last minute of play in the second period.
Lodge swats it away, and Kolatarsi sends it towards Bernard. Bernard, a risky pass. Almost got intercepted by Weisblatt. Jemayev into the corner. Can't avoid the hit from Shinkarik. Shinkarik's clearance is stopped in the high slot. Puck loose out in front. Jimmy Lodge banks it off the front of his bench. 30 seconds to go in this middle period. Robertson with a heavy check on Jemayev. Slehetka, the quarterback of this unit. Rister catches Rosenzweig up high. Jemayev into the corner, avoids Wickline. Garcia clearly getting his stick held by Samaro, no call. Play will end in the second period, and the Rock Lobsters have found a way to weather what's not just a storm but a hurricane at this point, and have managed to keep the scoreline here at 0-0. The storyline has been the number of penalties that have been, I would say, taken by the Rock Lobsters, but enforced on them by the officials in this game thus far. And right now, the Rock Lobsters have been able to weather the storm, but it's also been leaving them on their heels for a large portion of this game. The question will be, how long can they stay on their heels and stay in the contest? It'll be interesting to see what they can do in the third period, because this game is still there to be won. Let's take a look at the scores around the league, and we've got some big score lines in the FPHL tonight. Carolina up 5-0 against Venom HC in the third period. The Danbury Hat-Tricks with a touchdown and an extra point against the Watertown Wolves. Didn't see that one coming. A 7-0 lead in the second period for Danbury. Binghamton Black Bears up 4-2 in an interdivisional contest against the Mississippi Seawolves. That game is in the second period. The Blue Ridge Bobcats up 1-0 against the Monroe Moccasins. They had a lead at some point last night against the Moccasins. Monroe came back to win it in overtime. And a 1-1 contest in the first period between Motor City and Port Huron. And there is no score to be had yet in the contest between the Baton Rouge Zydeco and the the Dashers Hockey Club. So that does it for action in the second period. We've got another 20 minutes to be played here in the Columbus Civic Center, and this game is still there to be won. No lead has been taken by either team in this game, but the Rock Lobsters have had to play on their heels quite a bit with how many penalties that were enforced on them in the second period. Someone who has had a real renaissance as of late in the center position, somewhere that he did not start the season for the Rock Lobsters, is Brandon Picard. I had a chance to talk with Brandon about his roots in the French-Canadian part of Quebec, and also how he had helped Dominique Rodriguez, Rock Lobsters' newest goaltender, become a part of this team. Here's my conversation with Brandon Picard. Voice of the Rock Lobsters, Mattine Rad, here once again for another intermission interview. And I'm excited to welcome Brandon Picard for the first time to the show. Brandon, how you doing, my man?
Doing really good. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. My first question is a really easy one. I was curious, with now another Brandon and now a Brendan in the locker room, what is your nickname with the boys to differentiate all you guys, Picard, Reller, and Ronan?
Yeah, I've been picked pretty much the whole year, so it's been pretty easy with even though the first names are kind of pretty similar. It's just been picked, so it's hasn't really changed.
Well, we're going to start at the beginning and work our way to your time now with the Rock Lobsters. You grew up in the suburbs of Montreal in Saint-Bruno de Monteville. What can you tell us about growing up in your hometown?
Yeah, I mean, it was a great place to play hockey and stuff, so it was great. And obviously it's a little colder than over here, so really happy to be around here and having the warm weather. But yeah, it was really nice growing up. I get that a lot of hockey, and yeah, great.
Does it suffice to say that you grew up a Habs fan?
Of course, yes, still am.
What were some of your favorites to watch, or who were some of your favorites to watch growing up?
I really liked Michael Camilleri. I kind of tried to not imitate my game towards him, but I really liked the way he played, and obviously he scored a lot of goals, and scoring goals is always fun, especially as a kid. So Michael Camilleri was definitely a big part of me growing up and going to the Montreal games and stuff like that. So yeah.
I feel like for Canadians, it's just second nature to get involved with hockey as a kid. It's kind of like playing Little League baseball here in the States. But do you remember when you first started thinking to yourself, oh, I want to be a hockey player? Like, that's what I want to do with my life.
Honestly, I think it's ever since you pretty much started playing hockey, that's all you do. You watch hockey. You want to go see the Canadians. You watch the Canadians at night with your buddies. So ever since I can even remember, that's what I wanted to do. I remember a project I did in kindergarten was what do you want to do when you grow up? I want to be a hockey player. I want to play in the NHL. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what it was.
And it shows in your resume too. I mean, it looks like you moved to the Philadelphia area around the age of 16 as you attended the Hill School, which was a boarding school, and you played hockey there. Give us the big picture there. I mean, how did that move come about for you? Were your parents still in Montreal, and how difficult was all of that for you?
Yeah, so I moved the year prior to that. I went and played junior Flyers in Philly. I was, I think my second year midget. I didn't make any teams that were really interesting in my area, and we had family friends that had lived in the St. Bruno area, and she was now in Philadelphia, and they were they have kids the same age as us or as me, and they were like, yeah, why don't you come try out? So went over there, tried out, made the team, stayed with that family for the year, and then after that, prep school became it was kind of a new thing for me, coming from Canada and stuff like that. But after that year, a couple prep schools came up to me, and the Hill School, that's how the Hill School came up.
You played D3 hockey with Concordia and Castleton, and then you have your first year in the pros last year. You played a total of 50 games through 4 different teams. Kind of what you said earlier with your move to Philadelphia, you had already kind of been used to this kind of lifestyle, but how much of a whirlwind year was that for you?
Yeah, it's not easy. Obviously, moving around, you feel like you're not necessarily wanted in certain teams and stuff like that. And I believed in myself, and obviously I thought I've been playing good. And there's a lot of things that involved a roster move in pros especially. And I mean, I'm used to it now. Obviously, I've moved around a lot, but you just have to do your best, and the only thing you can do is the things you can control. So off the ice, I was working out and doing all the little things to try and stick around every team as much as I could, but there's nothing you can do except for just work harder and try and get better every day.
It was crazy to me too, because you were pretty much a point per game player through those 50 games in the Fed.
Right. Yeah. In the Fed, I was pretty good, really good actually with Port Huron. I had a great time there, and then got called up, obviously. And like I said, things happen. Guys get injured, you get called up. The guys that were injured get back, and that's kind of when you're kind of last on a totem pole when you're the last one coming in. So
there was a text you and me shared the other day. I saw that new goaltender Dominique Rodriguez's mother's last name is Picard. And I had reached out to you to see if there was any relation. You laughed and said no. You two were former teammates at Castleton University. Was that a question that you two used to get a lot? And did you play any part in Dominique coming to Athens?
We didn't really get that question a lot because he doesn't really use his second last name, if you will.
No.
I think it was a couple weeks into the school year, and I was like, "Oh, you have his second last name Picard, like your mom's?" It's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, That's crazy, right? But yeah, nothing there. And then I forget the second part of the question. All right.
I was asking if you played any part in Dominique coming to Athens.
Yeah, I mean, I let him know that we had a goalie leaving in SB and Jack, and I just let him know, and anything. I think he called his agent and then kind of made it happen.
Wow. You joined the Athens Rock Lobsters in the second weekend of the season, and you made an instant impact. When did you first learn about the organization, and how did the stars kind of align for you to join the team?
So I got drafted in the expansion draft last year by the Rock Lobsters. So Marty talked to me early in the summer last year. So I had an idea, almost too good to be true. I was like, there's no way. Like, I've been in the Fed before, but it's everything that he's told and even more. Like, we get treated so well over here. And yeah, I mean, I wouldn't change it. Like, I want to be here. I want to win a championship. So it's a great place to be.
It feels like, I haven't really asked any of the players this before, and it really just came up. It's not even on my list. It's something that every player has mentioned to me is the difference in how the organization treats their players compared to other teams in the FPHL. What are the little differences, maybe even the big differences between Athens as a destination here in the league compared to other places?
I mean, the city itself I think is beautiful and great. Obviously, you have UGA right around the corner. So for the fan perspective, I think that helps a lot. The rink is, might be the best rink in Minor Pro, all leagues considered. And yeah, the guys over here are great. Like, I don't think I've ever had this kind of atmosphere in the locker room. So, yeah.
In terms of your play on the ice, it feels like you're really finding that goal-scoring touch as of late, and the fans have seen you release a wicked wrister in the last 5 or 6 games. What do you think is clicking for you right now?
I think I've just been doing the same thing, really. Obviously, had a little bit of a slow start, coming in a little bit late. Kind of took a little bit to get a little bit of chemistry with everyone and get to know everyone, stuff like that. So, but I think it just keep doing the same thing and keep working on things in practice and stuff like that. It's just hard work, really.
You're getting deployed a lot right now at center. Is that taking some getting used to, or is that some of what you attribute your success to right now?
I can't say I've played a lot of center. I enjoy playing center. I think I pride myself in winning faceoffs. Obviously, it doesn't always go your way, but I've always been pretty good at winning faceoffs, so I really enjoy that. And playing center, you get to skate a little bit more with the puck and dictate the play a little bit more. So I do really enjoy playing center.
It's been impressive to me how much you've been able to contribute with different people coming in and out of your lines. Can you talk about how difficult it is to adjust to different play styles with different line mates?
It definitely is. I think when I was playing with Phil and Kaysen, it took a couple games for us to kind of, or at least for me to kind of know what their tendencies are and stuff like that. But at this point, I've seen everyone play and I've kind of picked up on everyone's tendencies. So I think I have a pretty good understanding of what guys are going to do in certain situations. So it's been relatively easy, but obviously there's always a grace period to get to know your teammates.
Would you say there's a guy or a couple of guys that you're feeling really comfortable with on the ice right now?
Honestly, everyone. It's always fun to play with Phil. He sees the ice very well. He's a great passer. So as a shooter myself, I always love playing with Phil, and I think that's the guy I played the most with. So, yeah, and I think I played with Breller lately a little bit more. So I like how big he is. He goes to the corners and wins puck battles like that. So it's always fun to have a guy like that too on your line.
I was curious if you were lobbying to play with Danny Glukaryov a little bit more, because he had that tremendous pass to you. I think it was last week from behind the net that all you had to do was touch it in the back of the net and you were going to score. And man, that was one of the highlight reels of the season thus far.
Yeah, Danny's really good with the puck, and a little bit like Reller too. Like in the corners, he's a force. I mean, this guy's strong as hell. So it's been really fun. We played maybe a couple times 4-on-4 together and stuff like that. But the times that we've had together have been really good, and yeah, he's a great player.
It's been fun to watch Danny grow into the North American game. Well, Brandon, next up, we're going to do some rapid-fire questions. Should be short, sweet, to the point. First, what's your go-to pregame meal?
I try to keep it simple. Lately, I've been doing more breakfast. I try to eat 12 o'clock-ish, have a big breakfast, eggs, potatoes, turkey. Sometimes I'll do a little protein smoothie. So yeah, that'd probably be it right now.
I feel like I already know the answer to this question for you, but I ask every player, slapper or wrister?
Wrister for sure.
Yeah, there you go. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
How do you take it?
Tea also. And black, I just take my coffee black. And I like a tea when I, maybe an hour or two before I want to bed. Just calms me down, so yeah.
What's on your pregame playlist right now?
I'm not really a headphones guy in the locker room or anything like that, but if I had the aux in the locker room, it'd probably be a little bit of rap and EDM.
Who have you been getting the closest to? Who's your best friend on the team, would you say?
Well, Dom just got here, so it's pretty easy.
Yeah, it might be easy.
Speak French and stuff like that, but Malik I've been pretty close to, so it's fun that he's back now.
Malik's a Quebec guy too, isn't he?
Yeah, correct. So we all just speak French together, so it makes it easy. But I've been pretty close to Troy. I played with him prior last year in Knoxville. So yeah, I'd probably say Troy.
So that's something that's still, I think, alien for people from the U.S. to think about. So you grew up, French was your first language, correct? That's the first language you ever knew.
That's correct, yeah.
That's crazy, man. Neighbors to the north, it still blows my mind.
Yeah.
All right. Final question for me, Brandon. What's your favorite vacation spot?
I've been to Florida so much. I love it every time. I think I got to say Florida. The golf's great. I love playing golf. I think it's got to be Florida.
We still got a long way to go until you could take a vacation, Brandon. Hopefully we get to the playoffs this year. Fans are going to be able to check out Brandon Picard this weekend in the 2-game set against Monroe. Brandon, can't wait to see you there, brother.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, man. Big news, Crustacean Nation. We are auctioning off pucks and jerseys autographed by the Athens Rock Lobsters. Just head on over to fans.winwithdash.com and search the Athens Rock Lobsters, or head on over to the Athens Rock Lobster Facebook page to learn how you can bid on autographed collectibles that you can't find anywhere else. Once again, that's fans.winwithdash.com. And a reminder that this broadcast of the Athens Rock Lobsters is brought to you by Piedmont Athens Regional. Real change lives here. Aikens Ford is the largest Ford dealership in Georgia. If you're going to trust anyone, why not trust the biggest and the best? Stanfield Air Systems, we've spent the last 50 years fulfilling Athens' HVAC needs. First American Bank and Trust, we specialize in you. Terrapin Beer Company, do the right thing always. We're about 2 minutes from action here in the Columbus Civic Center. Stay tuned here. We still got a tied game at 0-0 going into a potentially decisive third period. You're not going to want to miss it. Stay tuned after this commercial break. Classic City Flats is a brand new apartment community in Athens, Georgia that redefines luxury living, offering a sleek and contemporary living experience. Our impeccably designed apartment homes boast sophisticated interiors, premium amenities, and exquisite finishes, providing residents with an unparalleled downtown living experience. Classic City Flats is excited to deliver luxury apartments that set the new standard of sophisticated living in Athens, Georgia. Classic City Flats, redefining your horizon of living.
Rock
Lobsters.
Rock
Lobsters.
Rock the rink.
Here for fun.
Promo night.
Let's get it done.
Opening night.
Let's go.
B-52s.
Ready for the show?
Teddy bear toss.
Don't you know?
Hockey and hops.
Let drinks flow.
Glow night Sprite.
Bring the light.
Witch's broom.
Sorting hat. Wizard night. And you shall not pass.
Greek nights here.
Feel the cheer.
Stick it to cancer.
We're all here.
Pucks and paws.
Hockey and dogs.
Teacher appreciation.
Bring the squad.
Military pride.
Standing tall.
Faith and family.
All have a ball.
First responders.
Heroes true.
Star Wars night.
May the force be with you.
Golf nights coming.
Swing away.
Rock Lobsters.
Let's play.
Red,
White,
red,
white,
red,
white, blue.
Athens hockey, it's all new. Red,
White,
red,
white,
red,
white.
blades.
Athens hockey, here to stay.
Let's get ready.
Gang day.
Rule the ice.
Bring the fights.
Let's get loud.
Bring the crowd.
Rock Lobsters.
Rockin' out.
Really want to press this because your time is running out. Big news, Crustacean Nation. We are auctioning off pucks and jerseys autographed by the Athens Rock Lobsters. Just head on over to fans.winwithdash.com and search the Athens Rock Lobsters, or head on over to the Athens Rock Lobster Facebook page to learn how you can bid on autographed collectibles that you can't find anywhere else. Joining us in the chat tonight is DJ Webster. Joey Cool's the Athens Rock Lobster DJ that you can hear all of his special songs in the arena. If you ever come and check out a fantastic atmosphere in Aikensford Arena, and next weekend you have a tremendous opportunity to do so. A 3-game set between the Athens Rock Lobsters and the Baton Rouge Zydeco. A game on Friday night at 8:05 p.m., a Saturday night game at 7:05, and then a Sunday matinee at 4:05 p.m. But I'll tell you what, DJ Webster, I don't see you shouting me out in the booth, so I want a little bit of return to that favor if you don't mind. Until then, we've got some hockey to be played here. Right now it's air guitar cam. Two teams a little bit slow to make it back out onto the ice to start this third period. Zamboni just now getting off the ice. Let's take it to a commercial break. When we come back, we should have more hockey for you here in the Columbus Civic Center. UGA football player Amarius Mims suffered a serious injury. The quality care from the Piedmont team changed his life.
As a football player, my body is everything to me. When I got injured, I was worried about
my future in the game, but you and your team's expertise, care, and support reassured me from the start. I've been able to recover because of the quality care I received at Piedmont, and I am back playing at my full potential on the field. I can't thank you enough for what you've done for me, my family, and my future. Your help means the world to me, and I'll always be grateful for your part in keeping my dreams alive. How you doing?
Well, I didn't know you were going to be here.
Yes, sir.
I'm so proud of you. So happy for you. It gives me joy to see you out there on the field doing your thing. You look good.
Appreciate you.
It's a good-looking ankle.
I'm trying to tell you.
Both teams have made their way back out. But the first three that were on the ice were the three in black and white, and right now they're the Columbus River Dragons 3 stars of the night. It will be very, very important for the Rock Lobsters not to give the refs any oxygen to add on to the fire that we've seen thus far tonight. Rock Lobsters have to play a clean game. They will start the third period on the Leslie Jones Law penalty kill, but just a matter of seconds until they're returned to full strength. Josh Rosenzweig with his signature stretches in front of his crease. He has been the difference maker thus far. 27 saves going into the third period. This is about as locked in as we've ever seen Josh Rosenzweig, starting his 4th consecutive game. Talking with Josh, me and him will have a chat Monday at some point, and we're hoping that we'll have a Josh Rosenzweig interview ready for you guys next weekend. And we're off in the third. All the spoils still on the table between these two Georgia teams. And just like that, the Rock Lobsters are back to full strength. Doherty behind him is Dunford. Dunford into the corner is hard off the end boards. Rosenzweig stops it for Carter Shinkarik. Carter Shinkarik wheeled down to the ice, no call. Robertson with a heavy check in behind the net on Austin Doe. Ooh, look at the speed from Glukarioff. Wrist shot just wide to the right. Still has it though. Milan. Rock Lobsters with numbers. And now they'll go to the power play. I think there was a hooking from a River Dragon into the hands of Daniil Glukarioff. Would be a perfect opportunity for the Rock Lobsters to really stick it to Columbus if they are able to go on to this Paloma Park power play and notch the game's first goal. There has been a number of power plays in this contest thus far. The Rock Lobsters hoping to add some notches to their power play, which stands at 19.2% coming into this game, 11th for 14th in the league. Rock Lobsters will start in their offensive zone. Kaysen Gallant is featuring on this near side. Johnson taking the draw, Virgili to the right, Kolatarsi and Picard in behind. Johnson wins it back for Kolatarsi. Gallant. He's played villain here before against Columbus. Can he do so again? He's known for a big goal in the third period in the Columbus Civic Center. Virgili steps on the brakes. Picard wheels around. Back to the Swede. Through the crease, Gallant chests it down like a soccer ball. Virgili just about able to sweep it at Kolatarsi. Virgili forced down to the ground. Kolatarsi stops it with his skate. Gallant surrounded by two still finds a way to pass it to Virgili. Kolatarsi from long range, glove save Bernard. Just the 15th save of the evening for Bernard. He has been by far the less busy goaltender of the two. Milan to Lodge. Better work on the face-offs from the Rock Lobsters. Glukarioff. Around for Milan. Glukarioff. Milan. Shinkarik. Lodge was looking for Glukarioff, who was on the far side of the crease. The Russian has the puck back for the Rock Lobsters. Shinkarik whiffs on the slapper. Wickline the other way with 45 seconds left on this man advantage. River Dragons trying to make something happen. Short-handed, backhanded shot from Galvin. Pad save Rosenzweig. Doherty drops it back, but to a Rock Lobster. Jimmy Lodge sending Glukarioff on the near side as Weisblatt. Milan, Lodge. Great pass back to the quarterback, Shinkarik. Weisblatt, left circle shot. That one just misses off the bar and down, and Bernard freezes it. What a laser of a shot that comes off the bar and down. If Bernard wasn't more careful, it might have trickled off his back and in. "19 seconds left on this power play, which has proven to be a problem in this two-game set against Columbus, of which the Rock Lobsters have yet to find a solution. this last 19 seconds on the Underwood hook, we'll have Lodge, Milan, Weisblatt, Shinkarik, and Glukaryov. Anderson. Expertly done by Columbus as they waste the seconds away on this Rock Lobster power play, which now ends. Gallant, one-time pass for Virgili. Virgili, backhand sweep into the corner. Ooh, clever pop-up in behind. Hunter Alden was waiting there. Great play from Gallant, who just popped it over the net. Good save with the glove from Kolatarsi. Helped back in behind by Virgili. Alden tries to spin out. And in behind Lind. Head start for Kyle Moore, a 2-on-1 developing. Kyle Moore toe drag. Troy Murray does enough. Ryan Hunter takes it back in. But the offside was signified by the hand up of the referee, and the puck's not touched.
Let's go, Dragons!
Something's up with the clock. I'll fix it after this, but right now the clock reads 15:20. I'm not sure if that's the fault of me or if that's the fault of the arena staff here. It could be either or. Not trying to put the blame on anyone that doesn't deserve it. So 15-13 left, and Garcia getting tangled up with Jemayev. Third period started with a few seconds of Columbus power play. Rock Lobsters have a man advantage of their own. They can't bury. Right now, the River Dragons having nearly 2 times the shots of Athens in this game at 29-15. We're back underway. Robertson. Kolatarsi turns the puck over. Kolatarsi doing some hard work to make sure that nothing comes of it. Glukaryov speeding through a triangle of River Dragons, trickles to the pad of Bernard. Robertson with a laser that catches the glove up high of Bernard. Wickline over the blue line. Doe on the right. Glukaryov comes away with the puck. Long-range pass handled by Weisblatt. Steps on the brakes. Sends it the length of the line. Malik Johnson from the right circle. Glove save Bernard. Shinkarik working from a tight angle. Behind the net from the far corner. Drops it back to Murray. Murray with a one-timer blocked by Somero. Murray has his stick swatted out of his hands, and another slashing call going against the River Dragons. We'll be back with a Paloma Park power play. Another power play between these two teams. Will either one of them find a way to put one on the scoreboard? We'll see after this commercial break. Tied game at 0-0, 13:55 left in the third. Farm Burger is defined by its mission, its farms, its team, and its family. In 2008, our co-founders gathered around a single idea: redefine the burger by bringing together a community of ranchers, farmers, chefs, restaurateurs, and eaters. Our promise is to strive every day and with every burger to uphold these core values to each and every one of you. We do that by holding ourselves to a higher standard, grass-fed and grass-finished. That means our cattle are never fed grain. Our belief feeds our mission, and our mission is to feed you. Crustacean Nation, you're going to want to rush to this website as we are auctioning off pucks and jerseys autographed by the Athens Rock Lobsters. Just head on over to fans.winwith-.com and search the Athens Rock Lobsters, or head on over to the Athens Rock Lobster Facebook page to learn how you can bid on autographed collectibles that you can't find anywhere else. 13:55 to go. Rock Lobsters back on the Paloma Park power play. Troy Murray had the stick slashed out of his hands. False start on the face-off. Here's the action. Colatarsi. Virgili on the left. He's trying to send a pass through the slot. Rosenzweig out of his crease to play this one. Sounds like there's also a 10-minute misconduct here. Somero serving a penalty. Glukarioff into the end boards. Pardon me, that's Philip Virgili. Colatarsi. Picard. Virgili. Somero with a slashing minor. Slap shot from the line. Puck still loose out. Gallant tried to backhand swat it back towards the crease of Bernard. Somero with a slashing minor, and then also a 10-minute major for abuse of officials. Hit up high, and that's interference. Rock Lobsters will go to the 5-on-3. For now, they'll get an extra skater. 50 seconds to go on the power play. Underwood will touch it. 45 seconds of uninterrupted 5-on-3 upcoming for the Rock Lobsters. It has to come now if it's going to come for Athens. Lind into the box. And he's exchanging some words with the officials too. Feels like that has to be another 10-minute major. Glukarioff, Lodge, Weisblatt, Milan, and Shinkarik. They've been the 5-man unit on the power play for the majority of this game, if not all of it. 5-on-3, 44 seconds of it. After that, there will be about 1:16 of 5-on-4 for the Rock Lobsters remaining. Lodge tries to squeeze it 5-hole on Bernard. Shinkarik, Milan with a slapper. Loose out in front. Lodge had an empty net. Shinkarik. Lodge in the near circle. Milan with a slapper. Good block out in front by the River Dragons, but this time Shinkarik has a slapper covered up by Bernard. He hasn't had many saves to make tonight, but he's coming up big for his team right now. The Rock Lobsters had the chances there. Still 15 seconds to go on 5-on-3. Come on, Rock Lobsters. Lodge. Face-off win by Weisblatt. Shinkarik back to Lodge, former NHL draft pick. Milan looking for the slapper again, just missed wide left. River Dragons have it, and that's going to do it for the 5-on-3. Load up 1:15 of 5-on-4. How big of an opportunity missed will that be? Maybe not so much. Rock Lobsters going back as Carter Shinkarik is tripped at the blue line. Perhaps there's some redemption calls being called here against Columbus for some of the things that we saw called against Athens in the second period. 2 minutes for a high stick against Hunter. Now the Rock Lobsters will have a minute 5 of 5-on-3. But if they can't get it done with nearly 2 minutes of 5-on-3 action, is it going to happen for Athens tonight? We talked with head coach Steve Martinson. He says he doesn't believe in luck, but if it doesn't happen here, luck may not be on the side of Athens tonight. Steve Martinson has called a timeout. It really feels like it's all coming down to this. Another 5-on-3 power play for the Rock Lobsters. Can they find a potential winner here at nearly the midway point of the third period? We'll find out after this commercial break.
Meet our professional team, where the best customer service is our promise. With over 5 decades of expertise, trust Stanfield to keep you comfortable. Schedule online at stanfieldair.com.
It's a historic season for all the hockey fans in Athens, and how can you celebrate without beer? The Athens Rock Lobster Clawshank Redemption is available exclusively at Terrapin Tap Room. Terrapin, do the right thing, always. It's coming down to crunch time. No score yet on the scoreboard for either team. Minute 5 of 5-on-3 power play. Forget the $3 tacos. Let's get some 3 points in the standings. Milan with a slapper. Bernard with another stop. This time Picard and Virgili on this unit with Gallant, Shinkarik, and Milan. Gallant. Pass towards the slot. Virgili shakes it towards Picard. Cross crease pass, just trying to make some havoc happen. Shinkarik. 30 seconds left of 5-on-3. Gallant. You got to give the 3-man unit for Columbus credit in what they've done in this game. Gallant from close range, back to the line. Shinkarik can't keep it in. Milan. Will it take a moment of magic? 5 seconds to go. Someone's got to get a shot out. Shinkarik from the left circle just missed wide. Now it's 5-on-4. Milan with a slapper. Took a deflection off, I believe, Dunford. 45 seconds now and 5-on-4. Gallant. Drops it back, and the River Dragons clear out. At the halfway point of this third period, 20 seconds on the man advantage. And Columbus clears it out again. No doubt head coach Steve Martinson going to be disappointed with the power play performance, especially with the opportunities they had to put themselves up 5-on-3. Both teams back at even strength. Taken in by Weisblatt. Looking for some help. That help is too long a distance away, though. Johnson. Behind him is Weisblatt. Helped into the slot. Alden in behind the net, digging into McDonald. Ooh, Calamity out in front once again. Can the Rock Lobsters make the most of it? Is it still loose? Whistle's blown. The Rock Lobsters heading back to the bench, and we have another media timeout, less than 9 minutes to go. Is there going to be a winner for either one of these teams in regulation? We will find out. We already know the Cardiac Crustaceans moniker for this Rock Lobster team, but this has been an all-time series that has seen its fair share of extra hockey. I won't say those letters, though. We go to a commercial break. We'll be back right after this.
Every business owner who's built a business wonders about their company's legacy. What's the path forward after they decide to take a step back? At the heart of every succession plan is a vision that safeguards hard-earned success. This isn't just paperwork. It's your roadmap, guiding a business during a change in ownership and detailing how ownership transitions and key financial decisions unfold. This instills a profound sense of pride, belonging, innovation, and commitment, ensuring a stable future for the company and a rewarding exit for you. Let's forge that path together.
There's only one place you can deck yourself out and represent Athens' first ever pro hockey team, the Rock Lobsters. Head to shop.rocklobstershockey.com to get your hats, shirts, and even jerseys now. At one point, the shots on goal in this period was 29-15 in favor of Columbus. That lead has now been cut to 29-22, but it doesn't matter the shot on goal tally for either of these two teams. It matters who puts one in the big column, who scores a goal in this one. It feels very likely that whoever is the first team to score will have the winner. Gallant with a great move, a backhand turnaround shot just wide of Bernard. Alden helping out Murray, preventing the breakaway. Ooh, almost loose puck handling there. Rock Lobsters have it back, but Alden with a quick turnaround pass is straight towards McDonald. Columbus has a 3-on-2. Moore working right to left. Kason Gallant cuts that out. Gallant in behind on Hunter. Kicked away from the River Dragons by Riley Robertson. Robertson taking the body of McDonald into the corner. Anderson takes a high check as well from Murray. Virgili speeds away. Rest of his line will change. Virgili fighting with everything he's worth right now. Moore. Kyle Moore has got some speed on his skates. Able to force that puck into the crease, but Rosenzweig has frozen it. How about this? Whenever there seems to be a scrum, it always seems to be Garrett Milan who's at the center of it. How about him? The fact that he's probably one of the shorter players, if not the shortest between these two teams. He's not afraid at all to get dug in and fight, whether it be with his skills on the ice or whether it be with his physicality on the ice. He'll take the draw here against Galvin. Lodge. Back for Shinkarik. Milan can't settle that one as it's rung around the cage. Rosenzweig wants an icing, he'll get one. Harrison says in the chat, Milan catching a stray on his eye. I'm not trying to throw any strays. Garrett Milan is extremely impressive with what he's been able to do. Hockey, perhaps not to the extent of football, is a big man sport, but Garrett Milan has taken over this league. If Tyson Kirkby stays in the ECHL for some extended period of time, if not for the rest of the season, it seems likely Garrett Milan will end the FPHL season as the top point getter in this league. We saw a shot from Riley Robertson miss high over the crossbar. Less than 7 minutes to go now. Ooh, good wherewithal from Milan. Finds Robertson. Off the end boards, Milan picks it up. Has a check laid on him by Galvin. Here's Galvin with the puck now. Rock Lobsters looking more fluid. Shinkarik, as soon as I say that, gets dispossessed at center ice. Jamea from the left circle, off of Rosenzweig and over the bar. Check in from behind on Malik Johnson. A little bit of how do you do on Kirk Underwood. Good move from Weisblatt. Picard into the corner. Troy Murray stops the clearance at center ice. Johnson checked hard into the boards behind Bernard. Weisblatt with a quick turnaround. Garcia picks it up. Sends it, Weisblatt, towards the slot, and Malik Johnson's shot gets deflected way out there in the far corner near where the Welcome to Hockeytown sign is. Face-off will happen to the left from our perspective of Bernard's net. Shots 31-23 in favor of the home team. Hunter. Laser into the corner. Was looking for McDonald to get there first. McDonald able to spin a backhander from behind the net. Here's Kaysen Gallant. Dropped it back for Alden, but the number 22 wasn't there with enough time. Two players get tied up. It ends in an opportunity for the River Dragons. Greco takes a punch from Kyle Moore right in front of the referee. And Josh Rosenzweig with another save there. Not a save on a shot, but pulls Michael Greco out of that scrum and says, hey, don't take a penalty here. Let's try to win this on the power play. Very, very smart from Josh Rosenzweig, the young 21-year-old, second youngest member of this team. Can't speak enough about the wherewithal there from Josh Rosenzweig. Perhaps we'll ask him about that in our Talk Monday. Until then, we've got another media timeout. Rock Lobsters heading back to the Quadruple P. Let's see if it'll finally happen for Athens. Classic City Flats is a brand new apartment community in Athens, Georgia that redefines luxury living, offering a sleek and contemporary living experience. Our impeccably designed apartment homes boast sophisticated interiors, premium amenities, and exquisite finishes, providing residents with an unparalleled downtown living experience. Classic City Flats is excited to deliver luxury apartments that set the new standard of sophisticated living in Athens, Georgia. Classic City Flats, redefining your horizon of living.
Meet our professional team, where the best customer service is our promise. With over 5 decades of expertise, trust Stanfield to keep you comfortable. Schedule online at stanfieldair.com.
It's a historic season for all the hockey fans in Athens, and how can you celebrate without beer? The Athens Rock Lobster Clawshank Redemption is available exclusively at Terrapin Tap Room. Terrapin, do the right thing, always. Rock Lobsters with a chance to do so much here. Put the first goal of the game on the board. Have the fans that have traveled here to the Columbus Civic Center, as well as watching here on the Athens Rock Lobster Network, happy with the free $3 tacos. But a breakaway here for the River Dragons, missed wide. And just like that, the Rock Lobsters are now heading to the 4-on-4. Jimmy Lodge into the box. The power play lasted all of 11 seconds for the Rock Lobsters. More oxygen into the fire of the Columbus fans. McDonald wins the draw. Rosenzweig settles it for Shinkarik. Gets it out from under him using his skate. Shinkarik out of the corner in a 2-on-1 with two of the best River Dragons. Lukaryov gets in front of McDonald. Russian has been so impressive as of late. Lukaryov down on the ice there was Shinkarik, who's being held down to the ice. I think he played a part in blocking that puck. Meanwhile, Hunter, blocker save, Rosie. Underwood to Doherty. This falls kindly for Gallant. Gallant with a wrister. What a glove save, Bernard. There will be highlight reel saves shared amongst these two goaltenders in Stephen Turner's highlight reel. "45 seconds left of 4-on-4, and then it'll be 12 seconds of Leslie Jones Law penalty kill. Austin Doe leaves it for Jemaev. Philip Virgili with a cornerback-like interception finds Gallant. Gallant just shifts the puck towards Virgili, slapped away from him by Underwood. Gallant trying to get dirty in the corner, do some of that dirty work, and that's despite the fact that he took a stick in the face, which left his blood on the ice. Storjahan cut out by Greco. 5 seconds left on what is now a Leslie Jones Law penalty kill for the Rock Lobsters. And now Jimmy Lodge is back on the ice. Weisblatt looking for an option. Pass from his knees. Robertson misses high. Weisblatt just finds his bearings back, finds the puck at his feet. Now bounces for Shinkarik. Ooh, heavy check into the corner. Implemented by Orca Weisblatt. Brandon Picard challenging Bernard from a close range. The goaltender was hugging his post. 2 minutes of play left in regulation. Weisblatt to Picard. He's able to get the puck through the defender, but somehow Bernard steps on the fire once again. What is it going to take between these two teams to find an answer to the question that's been asked since the very first second of this game? Who's going to score? Who's going to win? Rock Lobsters are putting out their heavy hitters on the ice right now. Lodge in between Glukarioff and Milan. Murray in behind with Greco. Linesman not happy with the way the faceoff's taken. It falls for Milan. It takes a block from a River Dragon to keep him out. Dumped in by Hunter. Rosenzweig, better safe than sorry. Oh, Ryan Hunter from the high slot. That one hits the iron. What is the final twist in this tale? Only time will tell. A spill from McDonald as he tries one of his signature behind the net passes. Does Milan work his magic the other way? Pad save Bernard. Glukaryov getting stuck into the corner. Gallant almost went into the slot with the puck. McDonald floats it over the head of Kolatarsi, who reaches up, pulls it down with his right hand. Puck played expertly with a high stick from Alden. River Dragons coming out, looking better from it though. Jemayev around the rink for Doe. 27 seconds of play remaining. Wickline with a pass towards the slot. Is there one last rush in this for the Rock Lobsters? 10 seconds left in this one. Virgili over the line. Shinkarik trying to load up a shot. Does it come in enough time? Alden. River Dragons through Wickline will send a shot Rosenzweig's way, and we go into overtime. Both teams will earn a point, but now there's only a maximum of 2 points that can be won between these two teams. My goodness, what a 60 minutes that we've seen between these two Georgia programs. We talked about it in our open, right? Good old-fashioned Tate. It feels like we've seen that brewing against these two teams, between these two teams, rather. And now we're 40 seconds away from an overtime period. And Rock Lobsters are familiar with overtime against this team. It was their first ever meeting here in the Columbus Civic Center, in which Kaysen Gallant scored with 5 seconds left in regulation to send the game to overtime. Carter Shinkarik with a beautiful forehand, backhand shot off the bar and in was the decider in the shootout. Will there be reflections of that game here tonight in the Columbus Civic Center? Time will tell. Take the time here to reset our scoreboard, put 5 minutes on the clock. For those of you who are just joining us for overtime for the first time, where have you been? Because there's been a lot of overtime periods. This actually being the 11th overtime contest for the Rock Lobsters this year, will be the 7th for the River Dragons. River Dragons 3-3 in overtimes, the Rock Lobsters 8-2. But if you're just joining us for overtime for the first time, there will be 5 minutes of 3-on-3 play. If there's not a winner in that time, it's golden goal in those 5 minutes. And if there's no winner in that time, we go to the shootout. Carter Shinkarik, the defenseman, up to take the draw. Glukaryov sweeps it back for Milan. Milan through two defenders. A great move as he tried to take it through the legs of Underwood. A piece of Milan magic almost ends it in seconds. Meanwhile, on the other end, it falls kindly for Moore, who just misses wide. How did that one not find a way in? Storjahan, hard to the net, tries to wrap it around Rosenzweig. Fails to do so. River Dragons looking quite dangerous in the beginning of this overtime period. Storjahan, pad save Rosenzweig. Toward the near boards, picked up by Moore into the neutral ice. McDonald runs the goaltender. Rosenzweig loses his stick. Milan and Glukaryov still on the ice, now joined by Joe Kolatarsi. McDonald, Hunter, the game winner last night, but his shot gets blocked by Glukaryov, and a very tired Milan and Glukaryov leave the ice. Kaysen Gallant on to help Kolatarsi. Will him and the Swede combine? Gallant hard to the net, just misses high. Gallant fighting for that puck from his knees. Carter Shinkarik already back out to the ice, asking to take 2 shifts in quick succession. Shinkarik trying to be the solo solution. Weisblatt and Johnson on with the Rock Lobster captain. Johnson with a poke check away, takes a high stick. Oh my God, I've never seen a more clear high stick not get called. Past the net of Rosenzweig. Malik Johnson with a one-on-one. Trying to take on Jemayev. Shot gets deflected away. Greco. On the other side of the crease is Johnson. Bernard will freeze. God. Not sure I've seen many high sticking calls as clear as that one just not get called right in front of the face of the officials. Johnson will take the draw. He's here with Weisblatt and Greco. Johnson tries to push it into the corner. River Dragons come away with it. Storjahan on the far side. Underwood facing the pressure of Johnson. Falls all the way back for Greco. 2 minutes of overtime left. If you feel the blood making its way from your brain all the way down to your toes, you don't need to go to the doctor. It's just the cardiac crustaceans. Weisblatt turnaround shot catches Bernard up high. Greco tries to slap it down for himself. Rock Lobsters need to be careful here. Lukarioff over to defend on Wick line. Greco gets called for a penalty. Right into the solar plexus of Rosenzweig. I don't think Greco even knows it. Now Greco can't believe it. Why would you? Two minutes for Greco. The River Dragons will use their timeout. What words are left to say about this game at this point? You really hope it's not decided on this power play. It would feel poetic at this point if actually there were no power play goals in this game, but we'll see what happens out of it. 1:23 left here in this overtime period. Once again, if there is no decider, this golden goal 5-minute overtime period, we will go to the shootout, which will be the best of 3 in a shootout, unless it's tied and then it's sudden death after that. Play returning back to the ice. Rock Lobsters working pretty defensively here. One of their defensemen taking the draw. Ooh, catches Rosenzweig up high, somehow finds a way to make that save. Rosenzweig perhaps with one of, if not his most impressive performance this season. No doubt he will feel hard done by if this ends in a Rock Lobster loss. That is his 36th save of the night. Columbus win the draw. McDonald, Hunter. Shot gets blocked from Robertson, depriving McDonald of the winner. Ooh, and Rosenzweig makes that one skip past him. Hunter with a slapper. Pad save. Rosenzweig swatted away by Milan. Josh Rosenzweig has been a hero. Will his team come up big for him now? Underwood. Back to Underwood. Pad save. Rosenzweig. $20 seconds to go. Hunter. Is there a buzzer beater in this for the River Dragons? Stop and freeze from Rosenzweig. "38 saves for the 21-year-old. Coming up big once again on a Columbus man advantage. It's not over yet. And that one's past Slehecka. For the 11th time this season, the Rock Lobsters went to an overtime, and now they go to a shootout. Rock Lobsters with a great defensive effort on that Leslie Jones-Law penalty kill. If they're able to log the goals in this shootout, they will have a chance to take 2 points out of this contest and also be able to pay their back Josh Rosenzweig, pay their goaltender back Josh Rosenzweig for keeping them in this game for so long. This will also be the debut of our shootout graphic. A huge thanks, as always, to Steven Turner, who was able to gift this to us. Here we go. Rock Lobsters will shoot first. Garrett Milan, the first skater onto the ice. Milan working from the right. Good sprawl there from Bernard. First shot of this one goes as a miss against the Rock Lobsters, and out onto the ice is Ryan Galvin. Galvin with 4 goals and 4 assists on the year. Rosenzweig well out of his crease. Galvin working to the right now. Ooh, flips one off the bar. Philip Virgili. Treated to some booze. The left-handed Swede working from the left circle. And finds the roof of the net. Philip Virgili wants to hear it now.
All right, Columbus, let's get loud. Shooting for your Dragons, number 10, Cody Wickline.
Pressure on Cody Wickline to equalize in this one. He's the right-hander working from the left, and he misses high. All that's left is either a Carter Shinkarik goal or a Josh Rosenzweig save to end this game with 2-point spoils going to the Rock Lobsters. Will Captain Fantastic be fantastic once again? Not just yet. Game can still be won here with a Josh Rosenzweig stop, which would put the cherry on top of what is no doubt a first-star performance. Kyle Moore, he's known for his speed. Can he find a finish here? No, he can't! No, he cannot! Look at the emotion from Josh Rosenzweig as he has what feels like single-handedly won this game for the Athens Rock Lobsters. And a little bit of mimicry of the celebration that we saw from McDonald and the Columbus fans last night. Josh Rosenzweig with the best performance that I believe we've seen in a Rock Lobster sweater all season long. Of course, we've had some great offensive performances, but Rosenzweig makes a 38-save shutout and stops every shot he sees in the shootout to ensure that 2 points are going the way of the Rock Lobsters. My goodness, folks, could you have asked for a better solo performance than what the Rock Lobsters got tonight from Josh Rosenzweig? It seems like we continue to see his performances on the uptick as he has continued to get game time. His 4th consecutive start this season, the first that any Athens Rock Lobster goaltender has done that, and that has led to what is his best performance this season, potentially the best performance in a single game from any Athens Rock Lobster this year. It's now time for the Piedmont Athens Regional Postgame Show. There were no goals. All that we can tell you about is the shootout. Philip Virgili logs the lone goal, and meanwhile, Josh Rosenzweig stops every shot that he sees, and the Rock Lobsters win 1-0 in the shootout. Wow. What else can you say except say what the 3 stars of the night are? You got to give some credit where it's due. The 3rd star of the night, Sammy Bernard, who made 30 saves, some big ones, especially in the 3rd period on the 2 5-on-3 power plays that the Rock Lobsters had. He is your 3rd star of the night. The 2nd star, the only person that found the back of the net in this game, Philip Virgili. How sweet it is to be him. He is the reason that the Rock Lobsters offensively won this game. He is your 2nd star, but without a doubt, a 1st star performance, arguably a 1st, 2nd, and 3rd star performance from Josh Rosenzweig, who wins his 10th game of the season, makes 38 saves, and shuts out the River Dragons. I believe his 1st shutout of his Rock Lobster career thus far, and what a time to do so. In what was a 0-0 game going into the shootout, the Rock Lobsters, talk about edge, talking about living on the edge. They are able to scoot past the River Dragons and even up the bragging rights for this weekend. Meanwhile, the Rock Lobsters will turn their attention to next weekend, a 3-game set against the Baton Rouge Zydeco, a Friday night game at 8:05, a Saturday night contest at 7:05, and then a Sunday matinee at 4:05. If you look at this game and don't see the action, don't see the response from the fans, don't see what everyone sees in the sport of hockey, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you thinking? Why don't you go ahead and head on over to the Rock Lobster Hockey website to go ahead and pick up your tickets for next weekend. We can't wait to see you there. On behalf of the Rock Lobster team and the Rock Lobster organization, my name has been Matt Teen Rad. Thank you for tuning in to the broadcast here on this Saturday night. The Rock Lobsters win 1-0 on a shootout. We'll see